You guys remember that celebrity nude leak scandal with Jennifer Lawrence and a bunch of other people? I was on 4chan when it happened, which was the site that was basically ground zero for the leaks, and let me tell you, I have never seen a community come together like that before. People were posting what they had, reposting it everywhere they could, helping other people find the specific porn they were looking for. It was kind of beautiful. It was like a Black Friday rummage sale, only people were being considerate and helpful. You'd think the nudes were fucking Pokemon trading cards. Someone would be like, I'm looking for Jennifer Lawrence, and some other guy instantly would be like, I've got her over here! People were exchanging the pictures they found, directing people new to the site in real time to where they wanted to go. Who knew a bunch of pervs could demonstrate the best that humanity has to offer? I call them pervs. Someone was kind enough to compile every leaked nude into one viewable mega picture. I mean, I might have glanced at it a few times. I love when people are like, you're invading their privacy. No, their privacy came pre-invaded by whoever posted the photos. I don't have malicious intent. I'm just here to look at famous tits. I shouldn't be a father. I know that. I think we all do. I'd be a great father, like DNA-wise, because of this goddamn treasure trove of talents I have, but I can never father in the verb sense of the word. I could never put up with the idea of my child having an imaginary friend. He'd be standing there, 4 years old, like, Daddy, meet Clive. Yes, that's an obscure Garfield reference. He'd be like, Daddy, this is Clive, my imaginary friend. And I'd be like, no, fuck you, you're stupid. I'd take my seat at the dinner table and my son would say, hey, that's Clive's seat. I'm like, oh, really? He can't take up space in reality, but he can own my fucking furniture? Daddy, can me and Clive? No! You're gonna be living in an imaginary house, 6 feet under the ground if you don't put this shit to bed. Children can't appreciate anything. They're actually incapable. They don't pay attention to anything, and thus can't appreciate anything. Have you ever put a movie on for a toddler that they begged for? They don't watch that shit. It's just on, and they're nearby as they focus on nothing. My sister's 2-year-old daughter, who's staying with us for the week, asks for Toy Story to be put on every single day. Why? 2 is too young for media entertainment. It's wasted on them. Even shows designed specifically for little kids are being ignored by their target audience who are too busy shitting themselves to learn anything. Why bother with a plot at all? Kids should watch Planet Earth. Something purely visual that's cool for all ages. Cartoons aren't for kids anyway. They're for teenagers and young adults on a lonely Netflix Saturday. I binge-watched the Powerpuff Girls last year and had a blast. So what do you guys think of that Donald Trump guy, huh? Let's tell some tired fucking jokes about that dude. I mean, have you seen his hair? I have some suspicions that it may not even be real. I mean, it looks like the roadkill version of some interchangeable small woodland critter, right? Like, it looks like a nondescript furry animal crawled up there and died of natural causes. And I promise I didn't steal that joke from statistically 3 out of every 10 people on the internet who have said it. And what about his policies? He reminds me of Hitler. Because remember when Hitler orchestrated the systematic genocide of 6 million people, and now Donald Trump has also begun rounding up Muslims and locking them in slaughter camps? I mean, he did that, right? I mean, he had to have, because otherwise this whole Hitler comparison thing wouldn't make any fucking sense. So I'm just assuming that the American people are rational enough not to exaggerate circumstances to make themselves feel smart for drawing their own ridiculous connections. And Donald Trump is rich. He's so rich that he shouldn't be president because nobody else running campaigns has any money, so why should he have an advantage? And his dad gave him $1 million. Talk about a handout. I mean, what did Donald Trump do with $1 million besides make a series of discretionary financial investments and business decisions to turn it into $4 billion? Exactly. Fucking nothing. I mean, all he did was increase his wealth by 4,000%. Who hasn't done that shit? I don't care who becomes president. I'm 21. Congressional shit is going to happen no matter which faceless figurehead is at the helm. It doesn't affect me. But I promise you, if you're a comedian or just a person on the internet, your Trump jokes are unoriginal and fucking stupid, and I'm so goddamn tired of seeing them everywhere. Comedy is getting simultaneously better and worse. The good comedians are becoming funnier, while the hack comedians are getting hackier, and the hack comedians far outnumber the good. Topical humor is basically a get an applause break for free card. All you have to do now to be a successful comedian is go on stage and give a pandering opinion to trick people into thinking you told a joke when you didn't. And audiences are gradually becoming conditioned to respond to less and less material. A comedian can be like, blank blankety blank is happening right now, and you know what? It's stupid. And everyone in the crowd is like, we're supposed to clap now, right? He didn't say anything funny, but we agree with the sentiment and all. If we don't clap, will he think we support blank blankety blank instead of oppose it? We can't have that. There used to be a line that separated comedians from preachers and activist speakers and the like. That line was the concept of being funny, which is being ever more smudged as time goes on. I feel like jokes are being replaced with agendas, but I guess it's always been that way for some comedians in each time period. Ironically, if I became a famous comedian as a proponent of getting back to the basic function of being one and just making people laugh, that would then just become my agenda. You can be all like, but Sunburned Albino, you've done stand-up 4 times in your life. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to the current landscape and direction of comedy. But I immerse myself in it. I watch a gigantic amount of stand-up. I've seen a bunch of documentaries, which is where the real insider information is. I'm not ignorant. I know shit. I've studied it. I keep myself awake at night thinking about where stuff is headed and where I'm going to fit into the grand scheme of things. And believe me when I tell you I see myself eventually seated at the king's table with the rest of the greats of whenever that time is. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe and stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.